Hello everyone, how are you? In this video we will make a simple example to review what we already learned in the previous lectures. Today we will just make a user in the domain controller and Active Directory, just to create a user and of course create our organizational unit. Inside organizational unit we will create a user and then make a join or join the computer, join the client to the server or to the domain controller that we created, and then log in using the user. We can do that. You can consider this like a question. So the first thing, I should check if the domain controller exists in the server or not. I mean, check if our server is serve as domain controller or not. Just go to the tools and you can see here Active Directory users and computer. That means we have our server is serve as domain controller. So just click here and we want to create user here or create an organizational unit. Inside organizational unit we will create a user. For example, I want to create organizational unit called new and organizational unit, and the name of the organizational unit, for example, CS, computer science, and OK. After that, inside it I will create a user. Just right click new and create a user. For example, the username Ahmad, and the last name you can add last name, and also the login name Ahmed, for example, same thing. And next here, tell me the user login name you have chosen is already in use. I mean that mean the username is already exist. I want to create a unique username, not exist in the domain. So just for example 92, just the login name. Also I can change the username and then next. Now add the password. For example, the complicated password should be complicated CSD Jihan 2020. If you work with the group policy and or change the group policy to give the administrator ability to make a very simple password like 123, this will work. But if you didn't work with the group policy yet, so just should be a complicated. And user must change, I don't need that. Next and finish. Now we create a user. Now we will go to the computer. The first thing I will check if the computer is already joined to the domain controller or not. How you can know that? Just go to the computer, right click, properties, go to the change setting, change again. Now you can see the computer not joined to the domain. After that you check the computer have IP address and DNS or not, because without IP address, without DNS, we cannot join the computer to the server, to the domain controller in the server. So just from here, right click, open, change adapter setting, right click here, properties, IP4. Now there is no IP address. I want to add a static IP address. Now use the following IP address. For example, this IP address 4 and 10, for example. But here you should pay attention. You should have the first three or the network class in the IP address, the first three in this type of a class. We have using the class C of the IP address. So the first three should be same in the client and the server. So here the first thing, the first three 192, 168 and 4. You should check in the server. From here configure, I will check my IP address, static IP address in the server. Now 192, 168 and 4 and 200, or just care about first three for the network should be same, because we want to make the client and the server in the same network. We talk about that. Now it is right, subnet mask, just click here, and then DNS should be the IP address of the server. The IP address of the server, because what? Because why? Because the server is a DNS server. Okay and okay. Now we create the IP address and DNS. Now just go here, we talk about that, how to change, and then domain, and I want to add the domain for the server. Just go to the server and you can see here lab.com. Maybe in your computer there is a different name for the, or different domain name, not just lab.com, maybe another name, but in my computer or in my server lab.com. So just go here, lab.com. Now okay. Now we should add the username and password. Just add here, and you can using the administrator and CSD Jihan 2020 and okay. Now I want just to join the computer to the server. Now welcome to the lab.com. Now my computer is a member in the lab.com in the domain and okay. Okay, just should restart the computer, the client. After restart, I want to using this credential from the client, from the server Ahmed 92 and the CSD Jihan 2020 to insert or to log into this computer. Now after restart, just switch user because I want to using Ahmed 92 and now Ahmed 92 and then the password for Ahmed CSD Jihan 2020 and enter. Now I create a new user in the domain in the server and then make join between the client or join the client Windows 7 to the domain controller in the server to the, Windows Server 2019 and then log in using the username and password from the domain and I make a login in the computer in the client. Thank you very much.